A quick garden update. This is my pumpkin patch. My favorite thing right now, can't tell if I was a mix of them. So my favorite thing about the morning when I come out to plant these, if you can see all these little things buzzing around here, I have so many honeybees and bumblebees in this patch. It is fantastic. I love it. So I got some yellow pumpkin down here. That one's actually going. Oh, okay. I just had one of them bounce off of me. But that one's coming along pretty good. That one's been eaten. Unfortunately, I need to pull it. Uh, got these babies growing in here. Got my acorn squash. You can see the difference between the leaves of the squash plants. But yeah, that's acorns over here. Let's see here. Got some more yellow squash over here. Oh goodness, that is a big yellow leaf that I need to get out of here. Oh, that's nasty. Um, and then here, oh, rotate device. Um, these are my UFO squashes. Yeah, they are. I think the full name is a white bush patty pan squash. But yeah, my squash patch is actually doing really good this year. And then over here is my mints. So I got my strawberry mint here, which is doing all right. I need to take some cuttings off of it and start propagating them. This is ginger mint, and it is also doing pretty good. And this is apple mint. I love this weirdo. This is my favorite mint. It's like the leaves are like kind of fuzzy as opposed to these that are like really glossy. And I guess the strawberry mint's kind of fuzzy like the apple mint, but it has more traditionally shaped leaves. And this is more shaped like a basil. It's really weird. And then I got a chamomile here. I'm doing an experiment between container chamomile and in-ground chamomile, and I'll show you the in-ground one at the end of this. I got these cucumbers from someone else's nursery, and not a nursery I usually go to. Most of these plants come from Sacred Acres in Westminster. But I think something might have happened with these cucumbers because they stunted and they're not growing. But I got my marigolds in here, and a little later in the season, I'll probably get some shade cloth to wrap around this trellis and go ahead and plant some peas for the fall and the winter. Uh, got peppers, of course. Pepper, pepper. My bell pepper is not doing as well as my traditional pepper, but is what it is. This is my thyme plant, which needs to be pruned because it's kind of just like chilling. It hasn't really done any new flushing because I haven't cut it. That is a feverfew. Again, doing an experiment, comparing containers to in ground. Uh, Strawberries doing good. I've gotten a pretty good number off of them this year. Meadow sage got some slug damage. I'm going to show y'all what slugs do, but my meadow sage even got slug damage. That's what all these purple bits were, is the disease from the slugs, but it's reflushing, as you can see, which means the plant has recovered, thankfully. Um, these are my lavenders. Got two different kinds of lavenders here. You can see which one is doing the best, but there are two separate plants here. And it's not like this one's bad. I actually kind of like this one. It's more compact, and I would probably use these for things like if I'm doing smudges and stuff like that, or wands. But this is also a really nice plant. I really like the flowers on this one too. But as a, I'll go ahead and turn it a little bit more. It's trying to make sure that that little one keeps as much sun as possible since that other one's overgrown it. My primroses have basically stopped flowering. Yep, I don't have a single flower. Well, no, it's trying, but these primroses are kind of old, and I don't know enough about primrose care to really know how to cut it back and get another flush off of it. But speaking of slug damage, so this is a fairly healthy tomato or potato plant. Fairly healthy. It's not perfect, but keep in mind that everything. Oh, hello, dill. my mammoth dill. It finally brought in the ladybugs. That's why I let it grow all the way to flower. I was like, I need the ladybugs more than I need the dill. Um, but yeah, this is a normal size potato plant considering I'm not using chemicals, no insecticides or pesticides. Um, and this is all right, about the same size, a little bit smaller. And this one is a fairly healthy one. Not as big as its sisters, obviously, but it's still doing pretty good. Um, but this is what slug damage starts looking like. So this is caught pretty early on in slug damage. You can see, like, no, don't tell me to rotate my device. Come on. Ah, there you go. But yeah, you can see how damaged the sleeves are, and it gives the plants disease. But this is the starting stage of slug damage. This is another one that is actually doing pretty good as far as my reds go. The slugs really, really love my red potatoes. I don't know why, but they do. But you got some, you can see where it's yellowing so high up the leaf. I know that it's not from a lack of sunlight, which is what happens with, I mean, some of the interior leaves will just fall off from a lack of sunlight. Squash are really bad about that. A squash plant will die if it doesn't, if it rains for too long, because they have to have sunlight or they'll just yellow. But these are also reds, and the slugs killed these almost all the way back to the ground. Still, yeah, this is basically what all of those stems looked like. First, it was a longhorn beetle that brought a blight in, and as soon as they started recovering, the slugs started getting a hold of them. But yeah, these were basically dead, and they didn't have any leaves. They were just nasty, rotten stems. But I've started. I got beer in cans out here now. Have the lids on them right now, so they don't evaporate. But the slugs don't really stay out during the day, do they? And over here I got some tomatoes. At least I would. I don't know why. My heirlooms aren't putting off tomatoes yet. They're flowering, but they took a lot longer to root than the other ones did. And just, you don't have to do this, but because like you're gonna get probably about, I can see it falling out. You're probably gonna get somewhere around like an 80% germ rate off of your tomatoes anyway if you don't flick them. But flicking them gives you like a 99% germ rate on your tomatoes. So why not just have the extra tomatoes? Flick your flowers. I got some basil down here. This one's not doing as well because the sun was over here, so obviously it was getting shade this whole time. But you can see where the sun is now as far as like regarding my position, so it's actually getting good sunlight here. Like that other basil has been getting good sunlight all year. And you can see how much bigger it is compared to its little sister over there. Um, Beefsteaks haven't put off yet. They're flowering though. I'm kind of worried that this spot might not get enough sun for beefsteaks. But I do live in South Carolina, and it's only, it ain't even July yet, and it's 90 degrees today. So we should just have enough energy in the south to get this through with only 7 or 8 hours of sunlight. I should even be able to get a beefsteak on that here. These are my cherry tomatoes, and these are just flush. Um, I have a really chaotic system with how I grow cherry tomatoes. I let a sucker grow like this, and like if I see a sucker is slowed down or stunted, I'll just go ahead and cut it off. Um, but yeah, I get some pretty good results out of my cherry tomatoes doing it that way. It's far more chaotic than the way I do my beef steaks and my heirlooms. This one's a rainbow. That's a big rainbow. This is pineapple sage. If you remember those tiny plants that this is my big old pineapple sage now. Um, where your dusk star, I think. Um, this is a brandy wine, which I am super excited about. Um, I wanted to do some heirlooms this year because I heard the green top tomatoes are just sweeter because they photosynthesize the sugars better. And I think I have a spider crawling around on my arm, but he's probably just mad because he's probably one of the spiders that live on my plants. He's like, "Why are you flicking my house?" I'm sorry, little spider, but I want some tomatoes. Yeah, I got one tomato here on my dark star, but it's got that nice little scar right there. So hopefully it'll ripen up before it gets too hot and it splits. But I would like to at least get that one off of it. But I'm not, I don't know what is up with this plant. Like, I have flowers that die before they ever open. Like, I understand failure rates on buds, but not at the level that I'm getting off of this stuff star. Like, I'm having ridiculous failure rates on my buds on it as compared to my other ones. I'm not having failure rates anywhere near as high on it. So just, I guess that's a word of caution if you're considering different strains, subspecies, cultivars. That's the word. Different cultivars of tomatoes to try out. That Dust Star is not performing very well. This Cherokee Purple was a slow rooter, even compared to the Black Crim, which is what I have right here. This is a Black Crim. Um, you can see pretty big difference in the height. Um, but the Black Crim rooted quick. It's almost as tall as any of my more modernized uh, cultivars, like the Sunsweet, which is the cherry tomato, and then the Big Rainbow. It's about the same height as the Crim. But yeah, that's okay. So that's my veggie garden and my experiment with the feverfew and the chamomile. Oh yeah, here are a few sunflowers that I got in a little late. I'm hoping that they'll actually make it before they get scorched. Uh, Across my driveway. My yard's a mess right now, y'all. My yard is a mess. I got a weed eat so bad. Yeah, here's a mullein, which was doing really good until that rainstorm just came through and, starved of light for a week. And it's not doing as good now. It's not doing so good. Oh, goodness, you poor thing. Um, yeah, this is our yarrow. I can't remember what this one is. I cannot remember to save my life what this one is. But I bet Holly could tell you. But yeah, this is a yarrow. This is mugwort. This is a lot of mugwort. God, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. This stuff makes such good tea. But yeah, this though, if you remember the feverfew from over there, this is the feverfew. Oh, hey, you can see my colorful socks. But yeah, this is the same plant, if you believe it or not. So that is the difference between a container and an in-ground. So this is the difference between plants that can manage with shallow roots versus plants that have to have a deep taproot. And feverfew is obviously one of those plants that has to have a deep taproot. There's another one. I don't quite remember what this one is. Oh, but it's getting a nice little crown on it. So, this is motherwort, and it's already done one over winter, and it is completely taken over. It is insane how much this motherwort has taken over, and it just keeps seeding out. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, y'all do have prickles when you see. That's right. That's right. That's right. I gotta grab you down stem. Okay, but yeah, I'm just gonna try to shake off some of these extra seeds and hopefully not grab another one of these. Cause can you see? Stop moving. Hold up. Hold up. Can you see those? those are the spikes that are left over on the seed clusters after the seeds fall off. And they hurt. They hurt. They hurt just as much as sweet gums. Although sweet gums, I do believe, do have a longer needle than that. Sweet gums are evil. They are a scourge of the South. Okay, so this is the same one as this one. I can't remember what it is, but you can see it's the same flower. This is an autumn sage. What would they call it? It's a bicolor rose. An autumn sage, though. But yeah, it's autumn sage. And this is lemon verbena. This stuff right here. This is a lemon verbena line. I need to trim it once it's gotten through the overwinter, but I think it's gonna be good. And of course, I got all kinds of like random weeds. I got dandelion growing over here, and because I actually use it for teas and stuff too. And then my ginger, which is going to be getting transplanted today. Lovely. So yeah, that's a little tour of my garden. I hope that everyone had a good time. I wish I knew how to actually turn this off. I probably should have learned how to do that before now, right? Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Love you all. Be notorious.